When you search for health information online, you expect clear answers. Google has introduced a new feature called AI Overviews. These are summaries generated by artificial intelligence, and they appear at the very top of your search results. The goal is to give you a quick, direct answer to your question. So, if you ask about a headache or a more serious condition, the AI provides a concise explanation. This technology is really changing how millions of people get information. It promises speed and convenience, right when you need it most. This new tool is now a primary source of information for many. People turn to Google for everything, including their most sensitive health concerns. The AI overviews are designed to be helpful. They pull information from various websites to create a single, easy-to-read summary. For someone worried about a symptom, this can seem like a blessing. It offers an immediate response without the need to click through multiple links. This immediate access is powerful, and it positions the AI as an authoritative voice on complex medical topics. However, this convenience comes with a catch. The information is not coming from a doctor, it is coming from an algorithm that is still learning. While Google aims for accuracy, the technology is not perfect. It can make mistakes, it can misinterpret information, it can even generate advice that is incomplete or misleading. The very nature of this automated system means it lacks the judgment and expertise of a trained medical professional. This is a critical distinction that users need to understand. The core of the issue lies in how users perceive these AI-generated answers. Because they are presented so prominently, they carry an air of authority. They look like a definitive answer from Google itself. This can lead people to place a high level of trust in the information. They might not feel the need to dig deeper or consult other sources. The technology is so seamless that it can make people forget they are interacting with a machine, not a medical expert. This sets the stage for a potentially dangerous misunderstanding. A key feature of these AI overviews has sparked major concern. That feature is the health disclaimer. The disclaimer is a short message. It advises users that the information is for informational purposes only. It tells them to consult a medical professional. This is a standard and necessary warning for any health-related content. However, critics point out a serious problem with its presentation. The warning is often not immediately visible. It is frequently hidden from plain sight. Users often have to take an extra step to see this crucial advice. In many cases, the disclaimer is tucked away behind a Show More button. You have to actively click to reveal it. In other instances, it appears in a very small font size. The text can also be a light gray color, making it blend into the background. This design choice makes the warning incredibly easy to miss. For the average person quickly scanning for an answer, the disclaimer might as well not be there at all. This subtlety is not an accident, it is a design choice. The focus of the AI Overview feature is to provide a clean and uncluttered user experience. Big, bold warnings would disrupt that flow. But experts argue this is a dangerous trade-off. When dealing with something as important as a person's health, clarity should always come before aesthetics. Hiding the disclaimer prioritizes the look of the page over the safety of the user. It fails to adequately inform people about the limitations of the AI-generated advice. As a result, users are left with a false sense of security. They see a confident, well-written summary and assume it is complete and accurate. They are not being actively encouraged to question it. This lack of a prominent warning removes a critical safety net. It discourages the very skepticism that is necessary when seeking medical advice online. People may proceed to make decisions about their health based on this information, completely unaware that the platform itself advises against doing so. The potential for harm is real. Relying on AI-generated health summaries without clear warnings can lead to serious consequences. An AI model can make mistakes. It might generate answers that sound plausible, but are factually incorrect. This is a known issue called hallucination, where the AI essentially invents information. In the context of healthcare, a hallucination could mean suggesting a wrong treatment. It could mean downplaying a serious symptom. These errors can have direct and negative impacts on a person's well-being. Consider a person experiencing chest pain. They might search for their symptoms. The AI overview could provide a summary of potential causes, some benign, some serious. If the summary is incomplete, or emphasizes less severe causes, the person might dismiss their symptoms. They might decide not to see a doctor. This delay in seeking professional medical care could be catastrophic in the case of a heart attack. The AI lacks the ability to understand context, ask follow-up questions, or recognize the urgency of a situation like a real doctor can. Furthermore, AI models can sometimes prioritize giving a satisfying answer over a correct one. AI expert Pat Pataranudaporn has pointed this out. The system is designed to please the user. This means it might reinforce a user's existing, but incorrect, beliefs about their health. If someone believes their chronic cough is just an allergy, the AI might provide information that supports that idea, while failing to highlight more dangerous possibilities. Without a clear warning, the user is not prompted to challenge the AI's response. Patient safety advocates are sounding the alarm. They argue that the convenience of a quick AI answer should never come at the cost of a person's health. The current design encourages a passive acceptance of information. It can lead people to self-diagnose or self-treat based on flawed data. This undermines the fundamental principle of patient safety, which requires informed decisions made in consultation with a qualified healthcare professional. The risk of delayed diagnosis or improper treatment is simply too high. Criticism from the academic and tech communities has been, pretty sharp and direct. AI experts and university professors have called out the design of Google's AI overviews. Gina Neff, who's a professor and AI expert, points out that these systems are really optimized for speed and user engagement, not for safety and accuracy. The primary goal, she says, is to keep users on the page by providing a fast answer. But honestly, this focus on speed is a significant flaw when the topic is as complex and nuanced as human health. A quick answer is not always the right answer. The core of the criticism centers on responsibility. Digital rights advocates and AI ethicists argue that Google is just not being responsible. By hiding or downplaying safety disclaimers, the company is failing in its duty to protect its users. They contend that for any health-related AI output, the warning should be impossible to miss. It should be presented clearly, prominently, and immediately. The user, from the very first glance, must be made aware that the information is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Now, Google has responded to these concerns. The company has stated that its systems do include disclaimers. It maintains that the feature is designed to encourage users to seek professional guidance. However, independent investigations tell a different story. News outlets like The Guardian have documented numerous instances where the disclaimers were difficult to find or, absent altogether. This gap between the company's official statements and the real-world performance of the product has only intensified the controversy. The main demand from experts is pretty simple: put safety first. They're calling for a fundamental redesign of how AI overviews present health information. This includes making disclaimers large, bold, and permanently visible on any health-related summary. They're also pushing for greater transparency about how the AI generates its answers. Experts insist that when a company deploys a technology with such a profound potential to impact public health, it must be held to the highest standard of safety and accountability. The impact of this issue extends far beyond the United States and Europe. It's actually a global problem, with particularly severe consequences in regions where access to healthcare is limited. In many parts of the world, people rely heavily on the internet for medical information. For them, a search engine is often the first and sometimes only point of contact for health concerns. In places like Kenya and other nations in East Africa, a misleading AI summary can cause significant harm. It can easily be mistaken for a real diagnosis. This situation raises some important questions about digital equity. Are tech companies applying the same safety standards globally? Digital rights advocates worry that users in developing countries may be exposed to even greater risks. If safety features like disclaimers aren't implemented as rigorously in all regions, it creates a two-tiered system. Users in areas with fewer healthcare alternatives become more vulnerable to misinformation. The potential for harm is magnified when it is difficult or expensive to see a doctor to verify the information. The controversy has ignited a much larger conversation. It's a debate about the need for stronger regulation of AI technologies. As AI becomes more deeply integrated into our daily lives, there are growing calls for governments to step in. Experts and consumer advocates are demanding clear rules that force companies to prioritize user safety. They argue that self-regulation is just not enough. There must be binding regulations that ensure technologies are designed and deployed responsibly, especially in critical sectors like healthcare. Ultimately, this is a matter of trust and transparency. For AI to be a helpful tool in our lives, users must be able to trust that it will not cause them harm. That trust is built on transparency. It requires companies to be upfront about the limitations of their technology. In the case of AI health advice, this means making warnings clear and unavoidable. The demand is not to stop innovation. The demand is to ensure that innovation serves humanity safely and ethically. Patient well-being must always be the top priority.